5 things I learned selling Pokemon cards on eBay. Number 1. Selecting the correct eBay category for your listing. Make sure you select the correct category for your listing. This will impact your listing significantly. I originally posted all my cards under trading card singles and collectibles non-sport trading cards. Although this seems like the correct category, what I figured out like 3 days later is that by default, Pokemon, along with other trading card games like One Piece and Magic the Gathering, fall under CCG, individual cards, and toys and hobbies, collectible card games. The cards that I listed under the former did not show up in a search using eBay's search bar feature on the landing page. It took me a while to understand why. Did some search tests and found out that if I searched for, let's say, Blastoise number 2, this automatically used the collectible card games category to query the search. Now, this will be different for different items, obviously. Best thing you can do is open up a private window, go to ebay.com, and search up a random item, although you might want to look up something that you're trying to sell. After you search, if you look at the top left sidebar, the default category of the item you search will automatically be selected. Use this as a reference to choosing the correct category for your listing. Number 2. Listing an item for both auction and buy it now. I made an assumption here. I assume that if a listing is both in auction and has a buy it now feature, the buy it now feature will stay on the listing for the duration of the auction, unless of course someone decides to buy it now. This isn't the case. If you list an item at auction and also set a buy it now price, the buy it now price will no longer be selectable as soon as someone bids on the item, meaning it's now at auction, which will last the duration you set. Luckily, this worked out for me. The majority of the cards that I listed at auction with a buy it now price all sold higher than the buy it now price I listed. However you look at it, this is great for the buyer. As a seller, you are 100% responsible for the prices you set, regardless if you lose money or make money on your listing. Number 3. Promoting your listing. I decided to use eBay's option to utilize a listing ad rate at 2% to promote my listings. I don't have enough experience to tell you if it's worth it or not, but it seemed to help get my items sold. Granted, all the items sold were $19.99 Wizard Hollows in pretty good condition, so they may have sold at the prices they did regardless, who knows. But I want to give credit to Justin from @JustinResales for this tip. Maybe he got this from someone else, in which case I'll let him give the credit to them. Not going to go into too much detail here. If you want more information on this, go check out his video. I'll leave the link in the description. Number 4. Combined shipping. Combining shipping for multiple items is the best thing you can do for your customer, but it also has to make sense for your bottom dollar. My shipping cost for all single cards is $5.98. I roughly break even with shipping costs at this price. This includes the label and packing material. Single cards get sent out in a cardboard envelope. 2 cards or more will get shipped out in a box with packing material, so I do have to account for that. My shipping cost for all single cards is $5.98. I roughly break even with shipping costs at this price. This includes the label and packing material. Single cards get sent out in a cardboard envelope. 2 cards or more will get shipped out in a box with packing material. Some people decide to take a loss on shipping, which, depending on how you look at it, is good for the business. At this point, I made the decision to, at the very least, break even on shipping. But you gotta understand, shipping costs are probably one of the leading factors to customers deciding to shop somewhere else. Do what works for you. Number 5. Space out your listings. Depending on what your goals are, it might be better to space out your listings instead of posting them all together. It gives buyers who want to purchase more of your items some time. It also gives you some leeway as far as time constraints. Maybe you don't want to ship out 40 cards at once. Maybe you'd rather ship 40 cards out at once. If I were to do it over, I probably would have spaced out the auctions a week apart. That way, I'm not packing and shipping out 40 orders in an evening. Also, I'd have more inventory week by week. Spacing out your listings also has a lot to do with your goals as a seller. Do you want or need the liquidity? Would you rather have a constant flow of inventory in your eBay store? How fast are your listings selling? Are your listings even selling? The auctions I listed at 98 cents worked out great, although this was mostly promotional pricing for the opening of the store. Moving forward, the majority of my eBay listings will be buy it now for the foreseeable future. I know I said 5 things I learned, but here's a bonus. This was going to be pretty obvious. Items that people want will sell. All the cards that I knew were going to sell, sold, and all the cards I didn't think would sell, didn't. This is where pricing becomes a main factor. A big question I kept asking myself early on before I even created my eBay store was, how is anyone making any money selling singles for $2 with free shipping. Shipping alone costs $3 to $6 when you account for the materials. The answer is customers buy more than one card. Sellers with bulk are counting on you to buy 4, 5, 6 cards at $2 each. That's a $12 profit. Minus shipping, of course, which is still about $6, $8 in profit. This business model might not make sense to smaller stores with no inventory, in which case you probably shouldn't offer free shipping on a $2 card. But if you have the means to take some losses, offering free shipping on a $2 card might make sense. And that's all. 5 things I learned selling Pokemon cards on eBay. For my next video, 500 things I learned selling Pokemon cards on eBay. Thanks for watching, and thank you to everyone who decided to check out my eBay store, especially those of you who bid on some items. More cards will be listed soon. Don't forget to check out 9898tradingcompany.com for sealed products and PSA 10 graded cards. See you in the next.